Hey, welcome to dinner with potato. We're gonna make potato hash and pesto mozzarella chicken. This recipe was first winging it, but it turned out really good. Uh, yep, it did. So what I'm gonna do first is I usually lay out all the ingredients that I have or want to put in the food. I kind of lay them out on the table to see which ones I have and which ones I want to put in it. And since it's a hash, you can put pretty much anything in it, I think. So I got some green beans. Uh, we didn't have any fresh ones, but we did have frozen ones, so I really love green beans. I put that in there. I did about 8 potatoes, 2 onions. We had some carrots open and some mushrooms already open. I know it doesn't look like the mushrooms have been open there, but we used them in another thing a few days prior to that. So I just have them all laid out on the table. And what we're gonna do is cut them, and I usually just figure out how much people are going to eat, and from there I figure out how much food I will need. I just guesstimate, but I wanted to use this new red copper pan that my mother got for her birthday, and it's really cool. It's really big, not as big as I thought it was going to be, but with the food in it, it actually cooks down, even though at first I didn't think it was all going to fit. So I'm just going to get a big bowl to put all the food in after I cut it. What I do is I get one bowl since it's all going to go in the same pot. Instead of putting in separate bowls or anything, I just get one bowl. I think this is the Tupperware one. I don't know. I think it's about 8 cups. So I just move it around, and I'll put the mushrooms in, and the green beans, and the carrots, and the potatoes, and the onions. I'll put a little olive oil in it, swish it around the bowl so it gets coated very well. And I'll add a few seasonings to the bowl right away. And then I will add more in the pot after it cooks for about 5-ish minutes. But make sure you wash off your potatoes and your mushrooms. Otherwise it has like the dirt and grime on it and it's not tasty. You can peel your potatoes if you want, but I prefer the texture of the skin sometimes, especially for a hash. It kind of makes it extra like, oomph. But while I was filming, my camera died halfway through. So what you don't see is how I prepare the chicken. When I put this on the stove after I'm done cutting, I take the chicken. It's already unthawed because I took it out like that morning. Or you can take it out and unthaw it in the microwave, however you want to do your chicken. And we have the basil pesto from Costco, the big, like the container full. So I took some of that out and I put it on each chicken breast, and I just put it all around the chicken breast, put it in the front and back, and I added a little salt and pepper, and I just put it on the stove top, little olive oil, and just let it cook in the pan. Just kind of like grill it with that pesto on it, and it really seeps into the chicken and made it really moist and yummy and delicious. And after it was done fully cooking all the way through and had about 3-ish minutes left, I made sure I put fresh mozzarella that we got from Costco as well, and just cut it up and put it on top and put the lid on. And it was on really low heat, maybe like 1 or 2. And with the lid on the pan, it cooked and melted the mozzarella cheese, and it was delicious. So I'm just cutting. I take forever to cut my food. I don't know. I'm a very slow chopper. So I did about half a container of mushrooms. I think I did about a cup or 2 of carrots. I did a pound of green beans, 8 potatoes, and 2 onions. And that fed 4 adult people. So if you have a concern, always make a little more, but usually it's perfectly fine just to guesstimate. of the red crapper pan. The red crapper pan says you don't need any oil or butter or anything. You can just put it in the pan. It won't burn, it's stick or anything. And I really was testing it because I didn't really check on the hash much. I just kind of let it lid on, steam, and cook, and I added a few seasonings. You can't just have veggies. That's just weird, I think. You gotta add a little oomph to it. But I added some basil. And the spice rack is right next to our stove, so it's easy to put it back right away. So I'm just gonna let it out and put it back and take it out. I added Italian seasoning. Yummy. It's one of my favorite seasonings because I love spaghetti. Like a sprinkle of you of that in. I could guesstimate maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons. Nothing too precise. Garlic. So I could have used garlic powder, or I could have used actual minced garlic. Minced garlic from the fridge. But it was just right there. It's a little convenient. Just a little proud of it. So you don't see. I also put salt and pepper in it. But I added some parsley to it, just a little towards the end, and it kind of just got everywhere. But no one complained. And this is my favorite pepper of all time. So it's been in the stove for I'd say about 15 minutes or something. You see it cook down a little. You hear it sizzling, and all the juices released from the potatoes and the carrots and the green beans. And this is the end result. So I got the hash there, and again for the chicken, just mozzarella cheese, a little parsley on top, and it's already coated in the pesto. It was really good. You got your veggies, you got your starch, you got your meat. Like all the food groups you really need. You can have a bun on the side or a biscuit. But I made 4. That's how it turned out with the pesto in the pan. I used very little olive oil, the juices from the chicken, just releasing the pesto. It actually turned out, I say, about an 8. It was really enjoyable. So I hope you liked what's for dinner. Maybe you guys can cook it and give it a try, and tell me what you think when you make it. I also made lemonade because lemonade is delicious and it was kind of warm out that day, so it was perfect. So thanks for cooking.